It's 7 o'clock. Hi. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy middle of the week. Happy,
It's
here we
camel
are.
day, not hump day. It's camel day.
No, it's hump day.
Well, that'd be dromedary day.
Well, then maybe it's Happy Dromedary Day.
Happy dromedary
Happy
day.
Dromedary Day. All right. Well, if that's what makes you happy, sure. What do I care? It's Wednesday to most of the world, unless you speak a different language, in which case, let's see, a high school Spanish and French, gone. Just gone. So, nonetheless, here we are, and it's Wednesday here in Ventura, and I'm glad to be here. We've been car shopping today. There, I'll be fine now. It's it's just a process. Everything takes so much longer than my mind thinks it should. But that's all right, I guess. It takes as long as it takes to be right, and I'm always happy with my car once it's all said and done. So I will be again, I'm sure. Anyway, here we are on Wednesday, and it's the end of the first full week in December. And so what do you think? What's going on in your life? What's going on in your mind? What's going on with your heart? How are you feeling spiritually speaking? How's it going for you? It's the last month of the year 2020. I have seen so many cartoons in the past week of cartoonists commenting on the fact that we thought this was going to be such a great year, and it has turned out to be interesting in that way of may you live in interesting times, and it has certainly been interesting times, has it not? But here we are. It's December. We're here. We're here. We've survived so far this interesting year, and I'd like very much for all of us to create a mindset that says we don't drag the worst of the year into the next year with us, but rather we pick the good and the blessings and the gifts in the year 2020 and bring the memory and the joy of that with us into 2021. It would be really easy, I think, to slip in to dragging the hard stuff with us. And it has been a challenging year. There's no doubt about that. But if we mentally bring with us into the new year the tragedies and the frustrations and well, that's enough to worry about, tragedies and frustrations. If we bring all of that with us into the new year, we bring it with us into the new year. And I'm not sure we need to do that or even really want to do that. But unless we are conscious, it would be easy to do that. New Year's Eve is a wonderful time, and it's exciting to welcome in the new year. And that's going to be done differently this year. I'm told the ball is still going to drop in Times Square, but there's not going to be too many people there to watch it. They're not going to allow the crowds. I'm sure there will be police who watch it and celebrities who gather and entertain there who watch it. But most of the rest of us will watch it on TV, but not in person, which I think is probably a real good move. But it's a tradition that's going to be different this year. Now, we watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and I've got to tell you, we loved it. We loved it. It was a virtual parade. The streets were not lined with the throngs of people that are normally there. It didn't go on for 2.5 miles the way it always has. It went for 1 block. But you know, if you were watching it on television, it didn't feel much different. In fact, if anything, it felt a little bit more organized. So, what if we create the same mindset around the New Year's Eve ball dropping? That even though there aren't throngs and throngs and throngs and thousands of people there to watch it, it is nonetheless coming down and ringing in a new year and new opportunities and new joy and new excitement. Can you go there? Can you go there? Can you welcome the new year without casting aspersions on the old one? Can you be open to a bright and beautiful new year that brings with it blessings and surprises and grace and wonder and all things good and good for you, as it were? Can you do that? Can you go there? I think I can. It might take a little bit of work to leave the drama of 2020 behind, but I think we'll all be better if we do that. I think it will be healthier for us, better for us, better all the way around if we can do that. So, let's do that, shall we? Let's kiss 2020 goodbye when the time comes and welcome 2021. And I think there's going to be a lot of good in 2021. I really do. My heart says that. So let's plan on it, shall we? If we plan on it, if we pray for it, it will happen. And that's that. Have you ever been disappointed by something that shouldn't have been disappointing? We were talking last weekend on Sunday about children's Christmas stories. And I went on Amazon and I looked up a few and I checked I have a stash of children's Christmas stories, but I thought it might be fun to add a new one this year. So I ordered a new one and it came. I don't know that I ever wanted to send a children's Christmas story back, but I just might. It just seemed pointless. And one of the things that I love about children's Christmas stories is that they always have a point to make. Usually about morals or ethics or just loving one another. For me, this one didn't do any of that. And I'm debating with myself in this moment whether or not I should even tell you what the story is, because you might love it. And I don't want to spoil that for you. But I didn't. So there we go. You're just not going to hear it. And if you really want to know which one it is, let me know you want to know. And I will tell you privately what the story is. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or dissuade anybody because somebody else might love the story. I just didn't. I didn't think it had a point. I liked the artwork. The artwork was nice. No story. Yes, you look like you're about to say something.
You have to tell us what the story's about. You can't just do that and not tell the story.
You want me to tell you what the story's about?
Well, yeah. I need to know.
Do you want to know what the book is?
Yeah?
Trouble. She's trouble. Okay, so the book is called Santa's Story. And where do they put that? It's pretty. Where are you? There you are. I have to bring it that way. Santa's Story. I like the artwork. The artwork is really charming. And it says on that little flap, on the inside of the book, it says, Santa is ready to leave on Christmas Eve, but he can't find the reindeer anywhere. Dasher is busy dashing, Donner is dozing, and Cupid is crooning. It isn't until Santa remembers their annual Christmas tradition, reading a Christmas story together, that the reindeer are ready. That's the whole story. That's it. There are some beautiful illustrations. Cupid crooned, "It'll be a kissin' Christmas." Donner dozed. That's 2 whole pages. I never know which way to go with this. And that's pretty much the whole of the book. What I read you on the flap. They go through the 7 reindeer and what they were doing. And turns out they were just waiting for Santa to read them. 'Twas the night before Christmas. And then they were all ready to go. That's it. What can I tell you? I was not impressed. I am so used to really deep moving, the Polar Express. And this one's not there. Good evening, Dana. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. How's John? How are you? What's going on? Are you well? Is John well? Where are we in the moment? I have to check up on all my kids. Make sure everybody's okay. All right. Well, yeah, right now, Tina, that's it. But we'll probably have more. And what could possibly go wrong? Oh, you don't know. I've already just panned a brand new Christmas book, so, I could be dangerous tonight. I could be dangerous.
I have a suggestion for you.
You have a suggestion
Yes.
for me?
Ho Ho, the Dog Who Saved Christmas by Dave Congleton. You'll love it. I'll send it to you.
I've read the book.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Ho Ho, the Dog Who Saved Christmas?
Yeah, Dave reads it every year at Christmas time
I know.
on the air.
But it's lovely.
It is lovely. It's, yeah, it is. Tina says I can share drinks. We need wine. Always. Never hurts. Sacred wine. Spiritual wine. Of course. Anyway, so, that was kind of my opening soiree today. It's my opening salvo. That's the word I'm looking for. I knew it was an S word. Have you ever bought something that shouldn't have been disappointing? That was my children's. Okay, let's see. John had a procedure today. I may just be a bit blurry tonight, Dana. It may not be you. Okay, so John's had a procedure. All right. And now they're going to schedule the hard stuff. Good. Good. The Two True Adventures. Nene and friends explore the neighborhood. I kind of like that title. I can really get into children's books. I've always wanted to write one. Many of you know that back when we did commitment programs at Spirit Works every year, I frequently wrote a children's book to go with the program, and they got a chapter a week just like we got a chapter a week. And I was always very proud of those and enjoyed doing those and doing the drawings for them. Tina says we're all blurry. Yeah, well, some days we are, aren't we? So someday I may write. I may yet write a children's book. In the meantime, I really enjoy reading them, especially the Christmas stories. And I was sad being disappointed with. I thought I was going to have a new favorite, and and instead I'm probably going to return it. And I don't think I've ever. Arnini? Oh, cool. Okay, this is all starting to make sense to me now. I got it. Beat me to it on the writing the children's book thing. Fine. Be that way. Okay, let me change questions. Have you ever, besides when you were a child, written a letter to Santa Claus? Hmm? Have you? Have you written one recently? I think you should. I think it would be good for you, and I know it would be interesting for Santa Claus. But let me start here. Going to notes. To begin with, I had a note on my calendar that said it was National Letter Writing Day. And I thought, huh? Why don't I know that? I mean, December 7th is Pearl Harbor Day. I don't remember ever hearing that it was National Letter Writing Day. And then I realized that that was a note left over from a couple of years ago when I became aware that December 7th is National Letter Writing Day in Great Britain. Okay? And it has become a holiday there for actors and other noteworthy people to write letters which are then read live to English audiences. And what got me started with this was that a couple of years ago I ran across an article that talked about the most popular letter that year was the one written by the actor Benedict Cumberbatch to Father Christmas. And in the article that I read, it copied his letter to Santa. And I'd like to share that with you because it's pretty impressive. It reads, Dear Father Christmas. I'm not going to try to do this with an English accent or sound anything like Benedict Cumberbatch, so please bear with me. Dear Father Christmas, so my friend has asked me to write to you. I have to confess, it's been hard to know what to say. Mainly because, like most adults, I feel preposterous asking anything of you because our time with you is surely done. Now we get our own presents. We control our own fates. We take responsibility for our own actions and live in the world that we have created. So it's not for us to turn around and plead for your help with the environment, the migrant crisis, the NHS, education, food banks, human rights, fundamentalism, and war. Though God knows we need all the help we can get with all these man-made problems and more. And it's not that you aren't compassionate and full of joy. You're great. In spite of you being changed into different colors for corporations and being bastardized to represent materialism gone mad, despite probably originating in some season-based pagan druid ritual a million thought miles from request for spontaneously combusting hoverboards, kid adults cynically pointing this out after having their moment of belief in you are wasting everyone's precious time. Because you are not for them. You are for the children. Children who need some magic in a world where the borders between innocence and responsibility, playful imagination and cold adult obstacles, continually shrinking world, that this is what I'd like to ask you to help with. A little more time for children to be children. Stretch the moment of magic and playfulness. Distract them from the realities of a world gone mad so that they can laugh with their breath rather than sob with their tears. Especially those caring for family members or suffering illness or hunger or poverty. Especially those hiding in buildings as bombs rain down, or being handed, shaking with fear and cold, into a boat to escape environmental disaster or war. Please help to light up their worlds with a moment of joy and hope. When I think about it, you've got it tough this year. And when I really think about it, I'm not sure that asking you for a lightsaber and getting one, not that I ever did, by the way, is equitable with controlling the space-time continuum and making the good of childhood last a little longer. But you do inspire wonder and awe amongst those that write you letters and go to sleep hoping there might be a new object in their possession come the dawn. You inspire good behavior and, at least in my memory, some desperate last-minute attempts to redeem bad behavior so as not to be overlooked. Spare a thought, too, for those millions who want to write to you, but through illiteracy can't. Hear their words and help to give them the time and chance to learn how to read and write so that they can better their lives and escape their impoverished beginnings. I feel a little sorry for you, and I guess I've done exactly what I said I wouldn't. Asked you to help with adult problems and solve some of the greatest worries we have for our children. I promise to leave some extra port and mince pies for you. Lots of love, Benedict. P.S. Please, could I have that lightsaber now? It's hard to resist asking for things, isn't it? And yet it's what we're kind of trained to do. From the time we're children, we're told to tell Santa what we want for Christmas, aren't we? Weren't you? I was. And what we want and what the world needs, or what we really need, are not necessarily the same thing. What if we took some time and really rethought this whole Santa and presents thing? And what if it isn't about lightsabers or Barbie dolls or shiny trinkets or whatever this year's big deal might be? As nice as those things might be. What if we are underestimating the power of Father Christmas when we focus on presents like those? And what if we really could have anything we asked for, provided we were really asking for what we really want? Ask, and ye shall receive. We're told that. If you ask believing. So, what have you been asking for? And what might you be asking for if you actually took time to consider what you really, really want? Big corporations spend really big dollars this time of year trying to convince us that what we want is new cars or pretty clothes or silly things that we only see advertised in December, like Chia Pets and clappers. But what if we didn't listen to them? What if we listened to wiser, more caring voices. Howard Thurman wrote a piece called The Mood of Christmas, wherein he said, when the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the king and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among people, to make music in the heart. If all of that is what we really want, well, then clearly we have work to do, don't we? To paraphrase a blog from Seth Godin, 200 years ago we had greats who lived in the dark without much in the way of health care, commerce, or opportunity. Today we complain that the MRI was chilly or that the microwave isn't fast enough. It's human nature to recalibrate. But maybe it's worth rethinking that, if only in the name of the season. The world around us is uneven, sometimes unfair, and absolutely over the top amazing. Boredom and fear and impossibility are attitudes, but they're not the truth. And because God is where you are, possibility is where you decide it is. There are things we can do, little things we can do every day in each of our lives. We can slow down. We can come off automatic. We can make a greater effort to understand. We can be kind. We can be more loving. We can reach out. We can listen. We can share. We can stop and reconsider before we speak. We can stop and reconsider before we act. And we can pray. Prayer changes things. It really does. And maybe we can even take the dreams in our hearts and the wishes in our minds and give them form in the real world. Jesus said, "Be ye as little children." He didn't say be childish. I believe he said be childlike. Children believe in the magic of Christmas. And if they have doubts, they write. They ask, as Virginia O'Hanlon did to the New York Sun. And the Sun wrote back. You know the story. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. And so, believing the children write letters to Father Christmas. Maybe it's time we did the same thing. It certainly couldn't hurt anything. It just might do some good. I was inspired by the letter that Benedict Cumberbatch wrote to Father Christmas. Perhaps if we each wrote a letter as well, it might inspire someone. It might inspire us. And if we all wrote letters to Father Christmas, maybe it would work something like a collective prayer. And maybe, well, just maybe, it would change things in this world for the better. I'd like you to take a few moments and give this idea some thought. If all things are possible, and they are, what would you ask Father Christmas for this year? What great big thing would you ask for? It doesn't have to be big in the world. It just has to be big in your mind. What wonderful, life-changing, world-changing, moment-changing thing would you ask Father Christmas for? Think on these things. When we're finished here tonight, I'm going to ask you to grab some paper, or pretty stationery if you have it, and a pen if you need one. Maybe put on some pretty music, maybe some Christmas music. And when you are ready, please take some time and write your letter. Tell Father Christmas what you would like him to do for your world, or to bring into your world for Christmas and into the next year. When you're finished, here's what I'd like you to do. Fold your letter, fit it into a number 10 envelope, write your return address on the back so it can be returned to you just in case it gets lost in the holiday mail. And then I'd like you to send your letters to me. I'll collect them, and I'll make sure they get to Father Christmas. I know just where to send them to make sure they get read. Just send them to Marlene Morris, Post Office Box 6102, Ventura, California 93006. And would you post that so that in case somebody didn't get it right away, they can go back and find it? See, here's what I know. You can make a difference in a unique and powerful way, one word at a time, one action at a time, one prayer at a time, one loving thought, one loving day, one loving life at a time. Remember that it's not that Father Christmas isn't compassionate and full of joy. He's great. Oh, he's great. And as a representative of the divine in this holy season, he's more than willing to respond affirmatively to your requests. But you gotta ask, believing. I read somewhere that sometimes Father Christmas even writes back. The children of J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Hobbit and the Ring trilogy, the children wrote letters to Father Christmas every year. And every year, Father Christmas wrote back. Sometimes it was a hastily scratched note of 1 or 2 sentences. Sometimes it was an entire telling of events at the North Pole and some trouble they were having with marauding gremlins. The first letter came in 1920, and it was addressed to John, who was 3. It said, "I heard you ask Daddy what I was like and where I lived, So I've drawn me and my house for you. Take care of the picture. I am just now off to Oxford with my bundle of toys, some for you. Hope I shall arrive in time. The snow is very thick at the North Pole tonight. Your loving Father Christmas. And the note was accompanied, as promised, with a picture of Father Christmas and another of his house in the North Pole, all hand-drawn. The letters and the pictures continued for the next 20 years. Sometimes they were found under the tree on Christmas morning. Sometimes the postman delivered them. Often they were dusted with snow. If a world-famous author could take the time to believe and to foster that belief in others, can't you? Won't you? So here's your assignment. Remember to stretch the moments of magic and playfulness in your life this week. But more importantly, remember to ask, believing, so that you may be given. Remember to keep Christmas on your mind and love in your heart, so that the love and hope and joy and believing of this Christmas season extends well into the new year. Holiday blessings to you. May your days be merry and bright. And may all your holy days be filled to overflowing with light. I'm going to write my letter. I have a list. It's probably not going to be as eloquent as Benedict's, but I don't think Father Christmas will care too much about that. I don't think Father Christmas will care at all about that. In fact, he'd probably be thrilled to get a letter from a grown-up kid. Yeah, I hear you, Tina. I just want people to be nice to each other, too. Some are, though. You know, for every complaint I hear, somebody has a, but then there was this person who. There it is. There's the address. There it is twice. I love it. Yeah, let's get past our humbug. You know, the world doesn't need more humbug. There's way too much of it going around as it is. Don't you think? Don't you think? And the more humbug you run into out there, the more humbuggy you feel. So somebody's got to stop the cycle. Why not us? Why not us? Let's go out there merry holidaying and being the light and carrying the light and celebrating the light. Tomorrow night Hanukkah starts. I was actually going to do a Hanukkah talk, but, well, I kind of fell in love with Benedict. Oh, Jennifer, good for you. Glad you're here, honey. It's easy to forget the time. I'm with you. This day has just flown by. But here we are. And if you missed anything in the beginning, just, you know what to do. Play me over again.
I just looked up the antonyms for humbug.
Uh-huh.
It's sense, truth, wisdom, judgment, sensibility, reason, reality, understanding, intelligibility, development, building growth, common sense, thoughtfulness, and intelligence.
I hope you heard all those. It was really good. The antonyms
The opposites of humbug.
for humbug.
Yeah.
I like that intelligence kept showing up in there, which kind of suggests that humbug is not an intelligent response to anything. Look where it got Scrooge, the humbuggiest person of all. I think we need to make a pact. Shall we? Yes?
I have the opposite of bah humbug.
Ah,
Awesome, cool, delightful, great, how wonderful, marvelous, superb, tremendous.
I hope you heard those. So how about superb? How about tremendous? How about all of those words that make you feel good and excited about life and keep you positive rather than humbuggy? Who wants to be humbuggy? That sounds like something you would spray something on. There, got rid of all the humbugs. What's left? Awesome. Let's do this. Yeah, Tina says those work. She likes them. I like them too. That's a good idea. Awesome, fabulous, wonderful, and intelligent. Ha 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 ha. Because we know it is. So, paper, pencil, you have the address. Send them to me. I will get them on to Father Christmas so that we know that they go to the proper places. Isn't that a great idea? I think it's a great idea. I love the idea.
How long can they be?
How long can they be? What are you planning? It scares me. I'm saying it's as long as you want it to be. It's one little sentence, or it's one piece of paper, or you're going to have to pay extra postage. That's up to you. It's as long as it needs to be for you. How's that? Benedict's letter was probably 2 pages. But that was his letter. And he was trying to solve all the problems for all the children in the world. You don't necessarily need to do that, although I do know that Dana might go in that direction. HES, Humbug Extermination Service. I like it. Yes. We are indeed, Dana. We are indeed. You might want to post if you'd like the information on that. That's a good project we could take on too. In fact, I kind of like taking on that sort of project. You pick people off the list, and so that you know who you're writing to, and they know that it gets to the right person. I have to know. Dana will solve for the kitties, for the kids. Tina will take care of the kitties. I like it. Kitty. Yes, that's Merlin. Merlin has taken to, we like to think of it as singing. Someone with a bad voice singing. She has hyperthyroidism.
Yes.
And the vet says as they get older, this howling is a symptom of that. She doesn't do it too much late at night. I mean late at night, but she does on and off all day. Next to Tipsy, who likes to bark, she's the loudest one in the family. You know, she shouldn't be hungry. Trust me, she's been fed about 3 times already this evening. go. I like being backed up. Thank you. Okay, so write those letters. It'll do you good. I know that. You can call him Santa, you can call him Father Christmas. I don't think he cares. I think much like God, he really doesn't care what you call him. Just that you call him. And that you ask for what you really, really want.
Do you want to put Marlene on camera?
Do I want to put Merlin on camera? Well, that's probably not a bad idea. Tina might enjoy seeing her.
And if she wants her, just get the mailing address.
Come here, Merly. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up. She doesn't look gray on my monitor, but she is silver gray. She's pretty. She's pretty. And she's tiny. She's 10 years old and she's tiny. Yeah. Your Aunt Tina's out there. She is. Your Aunt Tina's out there. Say hi, Aunt Tina. Meow.
You want to go live with Aunt Tina?
You want her back? Hi. Hi. Aunt Tina's out there and Aunt Dana. Okay, I know you're not enjoying this. So down you go. There you go.
Hi, Marlene.
She doesn't run things, but she'd sure like to. Oh, that's very cool, Dana. I'm just reading your thing. Then do you check people off the list so that other people, or is it okay I guess it's probably okay for them to get more than one letter. Tina says she loves her.
Good. Shipping.
How would you feel about finding her in your Christmas stocking? Ah, she's all right. He's just a little cranky. We're down to 2. That just... Two's hardly any cats. It's one apiece. And neither one of us wants to claim her, so we're fighting over Socrates. Oh, she's being cuddled with now. It's going to be okay. So, write your letter to Santa. I'm going to ask Dana to post the information about the letters so that we can pick up on that project too.
Yeah, she already has.
Has she?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
The Angel Card Project.
Yeah, I suppose we can look up Angel Card Project.
Oh, it's posted. Yeah.
I must get these late. Oh, there it is. Now I've got it. I didn't have it. I had Tina's comments about the cat, and that's where it all started.
Oh, Merlin always does.
Okay, Angel Card Project. Thank you, Dana, very much. Tina says for everyone we give her, she's going to find us too. She's thinking.
6 would be better than Merlin.
Not necessarily.
Mm.
Okay, so everybody can send a card to anyone on the list. Cool. So some people may get lots and lots of cards. That's very cool. I like it. I like it. And I imagine they give you instructions on how to do it properly. So thank you for sharing that. I was looking for a holiday project for us, and I think you may have just found it. In addition, of course, to writing your letter to Father Christmas, because that's kind of on a different level. That's on a level rather than an individual level. So, with that thought in mind, why don't we take... No, Tina. 6 new kitties for us is not a good idea. No. 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 And no, we'll probably go get another one pretty soon anyway. Two is just weird. So, let's take a moment, shall we? And pray. Ah, say hi to Chris for me and tell him I love him too. Miss seeing you guys. This whole stay-at-home stuff is weird, isn't it? I mean, I get it. I get it, and I support it completely. And I could probably count on one hand the number of times I've actually been out since March. Um, well, maybe two hands now. I miss hugging my friends. I miss being with my friends, up close and personal. But you know, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. And in the meantime, the best way we can take care of our friends is to stay home and wear our mask when we go out, isn't it? So we'll do that. Besides, now I have a whole new wardrobe full of masks. Of course I do. Yes, let's pray. And close your eyes if that's comfortable, or just soft focus so that your attention is going within and not all out there where the stuff is. And let us take this precious time together, and to collectively, to together acknowledge the presence of God. That which is right where we are, each one of us, that is with us right now. It is with me, it is with you, it is with everyone right now. Not some far off being out there on a cloud removed from humanity, but deeply embedded in the heart and soul of each of us, and surrounding us with its love and its beauty and its wonder. Oh. And I rather believe that at this time of year it dons a red and white suit, or a red suit with white fur trim and black boots and a pointy hat, and says ho, 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 ho. Even God's allowed to dress up once a year. Let us acknowledge the miracle of this season that makes us want to smile and love and give, sometimes in spite of ourselves. Let us acknowledge that this has been a difficult year, and yet much good has come of it. Let us acknowledge and let us bring with us that which is good and gifted and blessed from this year, and know that we carry that with us fully, completely, absolutely into the coming new year. And let us know that that which we write to Father Christmas, that which we ask Santa for in our letters this year, is a start toward the creation of something quite miraculous and wonderful. And that which we request because we believe, and we do believe, because we believe, will become our reality. What more is there to ask for than that which is in our hearts, that which our spirit dictates? It will be different for each of us. That's why we're all here. So let us take the time to write our letters, and let us know they make a difference. And if you really must ask for a lightsaber in there as well, well, go ahead. I don't think Santa would care. Peace, my friends, and joy of the season. The peace that passes understanding, but which warms our heart and lifts our spirit and clears our minds and fosters love. We are in this together, and what a joy that is. I am grateful that we are in this together. I am grateful for the good that we do and the good that we will continue to do. And I let that be so. And so it is. Thank you, Dana, for the angel card information. I think we will all check into it. I know I will. Be sure and write your letters to Father Christmas and send them here. I include John in my prayers as well. And we've got the book coming. This is just way too much fun. I'm just reviewing the night. We've had a good night. Yes, we have. I love you all. I'm grateful for all of you. I wish you all a good night's sleep and a fabulous day tomorrow and a fabulous rest of your week. And I'll see you on Sunday. Any comments from the tech department?
No, just antidote for bah humbug.
Antidotes for bah humbug. Keep them in mind. Tina, do not send 6 kittens with the letter. They won't accept them and shove them into the post office box. They wouldn't be happy in there. Love to all. Prayers for all. Happy holidays. We're officially in it.